Hey everybody, Luke here, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics I've been wanting to talk to everyone about for a while, which is that saying of no pain, no gain. And I'm going to kind of get into when I hear it from people and what it kind of means to me. And sometimes maybe it's good and most of the time it's bad, so I'm going to get into that. Let me give you a quick backstory though first that kind of inspired me to do the blog post today. Just yesterday, I've got a pretty close family friend of mine coming into the clinic, and I've been kind of talking to her off and on for a year about her. She has hip kind of buttocks sciatica type pain. We call it piriformis here in the clinic, which is one of those hip rotators that's kind of deep to your big glute muscles there on the back of your buttocks. So let's call her Susie. So Susie comes in yesterday, and Susie's one of those in shape, nice, active 70-year-olds roughly. I'm not sure your actual age, Susie, if you're watching this. Even though your name's not Susie, but she's active. She's in that age category, and she wants to stay active. She does things like she goes on walks with her husband, and she goes up and down hills around her neighborhood. She goes on hikes. In the winter, she goes up to the mountain and she cross-country skis, and she's super active with the grandkids, and she snowshoes. And so for her to come in, it's something that this pain now is impacting her lifestyle, because she can do these activities still, but the pain is not going away, and it's been, let's say, a solid year on and off. And so as I started to work with her yesterday, she mentioned that no pain, no gain thing as I was kind of doing my evaluation. And sometimes that is a little painful because I'm pushing on certain muscles, and I'm finding those spots that are really bothering her, and we're going to fix them. So anyways, that saying, no pain, no gain, really does not get people very far in life, especially from a PT standpoint. The average person we see, what we're trying to help them do, obviously, is get out of pain, and so they can get back to those activities. So like for Susie, getting back to hiking, walking, snowshoeing, those types of things. And for the average person, let's say 95% of the people that I see in the clinic and that our therapists see in the clinic, it does us no good to put them through more pain. Now, a couple exceptions. Let's say you're doing like a deep tissue massage and it hurts so good. That's okay. It's not really like pain, and even then you got to walk a fine line. So yeah, you might have a little discomfort. We're doing like trigger point massage for like headaches and stuff like that. Yeah, a little pain there is fine. But where I hear that is kind of an old school thing from that generation too. It's like, well, you just got to push through. And it kind of goes hand in hand with, well, if a little bit of this certain exercise that you're given by your PT is good, then a lot must be better, even though it hurts. It's like, no, you will not get better that way. And I'm going to put a little more context here in just a minute. But the other exception to the rule that I mentioned to Susie is like someone like a total knee replacement or a frozen shoulder, where you just have to stretch, and it's going to hurt, but you have to get that flexibility back quickly, otherwise it will be gone. That's the exceptions to the rule. So pretty much for us, it's typically just a total knee person where we're saying, yeah, you got to put yourself in some pain, but even for them, it's temporary. So again, the no pain, no gain mentality, if you are hearing that or you're thinking it, you want to re-examine that, because basically, to put this in full context, someone like Susie could get stuck. And I didn't grab the sheet, although I meant to, but we have what I explain to people as the 3 phases of healing. So that first phase, if you've seen my chart before, I've got a video on this, is pain reduction and reduction of inflammation. That's your first phase. The second phase of healing then is increasing your strength and your flexibility, which for Susie, it's mostly a strength thing at that point. The third phase then is making sure that all of the gains you've made in the first two, in terms of pain reduction and improving your strength and flexibility, that they apply to those specific activities. Now, not everyone is as active as Susie, but it's different for everyone. It may be playing with the grandkids, it may be a certain sport, maybe golfing, maybe fishing, whatever it is. You want to make sure that all those gains you've made apply to your specific activities. Now, where no pain, no gain gets you, potentially, is stuck between phase 1 and phase 2. So maybe you're starting to feel a little bit better, and someone like Susie, it's in the back of her mind that she wants to be active, and maybe at this point she's not quite as active as she wants to be, and she doesn't want to lose anymore. So she doesn't want to get less active, and she would certainly like to be more active. So when she starts to feel a little bit better, what she's going to do is she's going to try to push into phase 2 and start working on pushing her activity level, and she's going to try to go on more longer walks with her husband and things like that. But what happens then is she just gets kind of stuck in limbo, and she bounces back and forth between phase 1 and phase 2. You feel a little better, you do a little more. But what happens when you do a little more? You feel a little worse. right? So you go back down to phase one, and you're on the borderline. Maybe you rest for a little while, but then that alarm goes off in the back of your brain again saying, hey, don't rest too long, because if you do, move it or lose it is very true, especially at age 60, 70, 80. It's super true. It happens overnight almost in terms of losing your ability to do things that require like strength and endurance. So again, you get stuck there. And so what I told Susie yesterday is, I said, look, we need to look at phase one before we look at phase 2 and 3. We need to focus all of our attention and effort on phase one. And what we need to do is get you feeling really good as quickly as possible, which I'll help her do with various types of things. I'm not going to go into detail, but that's what we need to do. What we don't want to do is make you feel a little better and then try to jump to phase 2, because that's what you're doing right now. So again, let's focus all of our attention and energy in making you feel as good as possible, get you down to that nice baseline where basically you can do some walking and some hiking with zero pain, no discomfort, which she can't do that now. No discomfort at all. So then we can start from the bottom and build up there when we get to phase 2. And now we're going to build your strength and your endurance. If it was a flexibility issue, build that. Now we can build that from this really nice starting point, as opposed to trying to wobble back and forth between phase 1 and 2. It's the only way it will work for Susie. If you know someone who's in this situation, or you are, it's the only way it will work for you. You cannot skip phase 1 and go to phase 2, even if you really want to. And even if you're old school and you're tough, you can just be tough the rest of your life with a lot of pain, because that's where it will get you. And eventually you will be at that point where you say, I can't take it anymore, and something will give. You'll come and see someone like me, or if you're unlucky, you'll go and see someone like a surgeon. Not to be, scare tacticy on you, but that's just how it happens. So anyways, long-winded, that's how I am, but I hope that's valuable for you or someone you know. That's how it works. Get rid of the pain, then go to phase 2 where you can start to improve these things, then go to phase 3. And then once you're in phase 3, I told this to Susie too, I said, it's like you're gonna have to do these same, boring stretches or exercises that I give you the rest of your life that help you get through phase 1 and phase 2. For someone like her, if she just takes the time and the dedication and the attention to get through those phases in order like that, once she gets to phase 3, she's pretty well clear as long as she maintains her activity level. Now, if she goes and sits on the couch, then we got a different story, but she's not that kind of person. So anyways, Susie, this one's for you. Thanks for inspiring the blog post. I've been meaning to do it for quite a while, and I hope this helps everyone. Everyone have a good day. Thanks.